The fourth sutra of the Vibhuti Pada is on Samyama. The sutra is Trayam Ekatra Samyamaha. Trayam Ekatra Samyamaha. Trayam is the three. Eka Atra, Ekatra. Together, put together, combined. Samyama is Samyama. Trayam Ekatra Samyama. Trayam Ekatra Samyamaha. The fourth sutra. The three put together is called as Samyama. The three means the dharana, dhyana and samadhi. As we have seen, the process of dharana, the stage of dharana transforms, culminates itself into the stage of dhyana, and the dhyana transforms into samadhi, and all the three transformations put together on a single object is samyama. The three transformations happening simultaneously at a time on a single object means the process of dharana, dhyana and samadhi, all the three happen on one single object, one single idea, one single thought. So the object of meditation is not changed. The object for dharana, the object for dhyana, and the object for the samadhi is not changed. If you have to put it in the other way, even the subject matter for dharana, the subject matter for the dhyana and samadhi are not different. It is same. No change. And even in that particular one single object, as we have seen, Deshabandhas Chittasya Tatra Pratyayikatanata Dhyanam and Tadevarthamatra Nirbhasam Sarupa Sunyamiva Samadhi. All three. There is no change of the object. This is one of the important suggestion, an important conclusion, that the object of meditation in our normal terminology, the object of concentration, the object of sadhana should not keep on changing. Once it is fixed, it is fixed. And the depth is very deep. It is as if there is no depth at all. It is a bottomless pit. And infinitely the chitta goes on getting itself isolated, completely separated from everything external. So Trayamekatra Samyamaha also suggests that, it is a suggestion, beautiful suggestion, that all the three processes put together, and that is the important dimension here, and the word used is Ekatraha. Ekatraha is together. It's not just together, it is even simultaneous. Anything which is distinctly different, totally different, totally unconnected, cannot be ekatra or simultaneous. That's why dharana is not totally different from dhyana, which is again not totally different from samadhi. It is one becoming the other. It is one transforming into the other. It is a one culminating into the other. The very important word used is the tra is used. Eka tra. It is not anyatra. It is not yatra or tatra. It is ekatra it is. And it is happening at one place, on one object. And the object of meditation is unchanged. This is a very, very important suggestion for all the yoga instructors and teachers and the practitioners, that the object of meditation for the Antaranga Yoga is not changed. It is continuous, constant. That's why for the dharana, for the dhyana, and for the samadhi, the subject matter is same. But we should all remember that there is a process in it. There is some technique. There is some methodology in dharana, in dhyana, and samadhi, which is specific to it. The process and the technique and the transformation which is happening in the mind, in the chitta, during dhyana and dharana and samadhi are specific to it, in the sense that there is some activity, there is some process. Otherwise, normally we see that meditation is commonly understood, known or taught as something not doing anything at all, just sitting quietly. It is not a static, inactive dullness. It is active, dynamic stability. There's a lot of difference between static, inactive dullness, which is tamas, and an active, dynamic stability. There's a difference. That's why meditation should not lead, and it cannot lead, it will not lead to tamas. There is a wide difference between the both. Just for example, we see tug of war. Some people will be pulling the rope to one side, other group will be pulling the rope to the other side. Opposite forces, they are pulling. And the force is applied on both the sides in opposite directions. What is the resultant? The resultant is the rope is stable. The center spot is stable. It's only for an example to understand. And we have seen that the changes and the transformations are very, very smooth, very, very normal, easy flow it is, one getting into the other. Though actually the whole process of meditation will proceed through all these three inevitable essential stages, the sadhaka will have a feeling and experience that his chitta has at once attained the samadhi state, as if without passing through the stages of dharana and dhyana. It is so swift it is. It is so quick it is. It is so natural. It is so automatic. And it is so simple. So attaining samadhi means already passed through dharana and dhyana. And it is so spontaneous. So all the three are happening together. And this process of happening all the three together is the samyama, a master control over the mind. Complete control it is. This mastery is such that the sadhaka can go into samadhi at one instant. That means the whole process is fully under his control. And therefore it is quite apt to designate such a mastery over the process of the term samyama. That's why we see many times samyama is control, a mastery. And we all should remember that meditation is not an inactive state of dullness. There is intense alertness, an intense awareness. And that alertness and awareness is so fine, so sharp, that the thought is not leaving one subject matter. The chitta is so confined and it is so careful, as if it is not allowing to shift from its object of dharana, from its object of dhyana. And that confinement and those transformations is the samyama it is. How beautifully Maharshi Patanjali describes it. And once this samyama is mastered on any one particular object, on a particular matter, on a particular subject, then the vibhutis, about 55 or so, are mentioned in the Yoga Sutra, in this particular Vibhuti Pada. And it is necessary to keep in mind two facts about samyama. First, it is a continuous process. And the passage from one stage to the other is not abrupt change. And secondly, the time taken in reaching the last stage depends entirely on the progress of the yogi, of the sadhaka, of the person. So the beginner may have to take hours together, maybe days, maybe months and years. But an adept personality, an adept sadhaka, who has mastered the technique, can pass into it almost instantaneously and effortlessly. We have an example of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda, Ramana Maharshi, Aravinda Ghosh. There are living examples even now. As samadhi does not involve any movement in space, it is not a movement in space or rising, it is just a sinking aspect. And this sinking is towards the center of its own consciousness. It is not going out into somewhere. It is an inward journey. Antarangaha it is. And the time is never an essential factor in the process. And we should remember that the time taken for this journey, permit me to use the word for this internal journey, in the inner journey. That time for sinking, dissolving, entirely depends upon the sadhaka. And that dependence of the sadhaka is again defined by Yamaniyamasana Pranayama Pratyahara. And that is the lack of mastery and the gaining the mastery. That is the difference. And let us see the further sutras. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.